Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of TerraTech. And on tonight's episode, we are going to be continuing where we left off. Now, you guys can see we are pretty much surrounded by enemies on all sides. We have a invader up there that we need to take on, and we're definitely going to kill him off here fairly soon. But we also have this guy over here who's just kind of been right outside of our range, and we definitely need to kill him. So while those are charging up, I'm going to change my angle just slightly. Hopefully we don't get too far outside of that, and we're going to see if we can destroy him a little bit, because I'm thinking about leaving my wireless chargers here so we can back right up into that if we really need to. And if those are left here, I definitely don't want to risk those getting destroyed even remotely. So let's go ahead and change our angle yet again so we can go straight out here. When time comes, we can just go right in that direction. That's going to be perfect. And our power is almost fully charged. Let's do that one more time. Get those up to fully charged. We'll put those on, and that should be good. Actually, we're only going to put one of those batteries on. We're going to leave the other one here to get charged up as well. Let's take off the power that we can so that it will be somewhat able to charge. And we'll come out here and take these guys on. And that way, if the worst does happen and our power is dwindled down to absolutely nothing, we will still be able to go back, snag that battery, and instantly have enough power to repair up what's already been damaged. Are you down? Are you down for the count? I don't know if you're down for the count or what, but my weapons are definitely going towards you and not to where it should, because he's going directly after what he shouldn't be. Oh, wow. Okay, so not ideal. Oh, we got all his shields down, though. We got his shields down. Let's see if we can finish him off. He was aiming way over there, though. I know that's what he was going after. Little butthead. Oh, are you down? You're not down yet. Almost. Come on, give me the battery. Give me the battery. Oh, yes, it did not blow up. Oh, and that piece blew up, though. Dang it. Well, I kind of wanted that. Let's see. Venture nose. Well, we haven't gotten a piece for the venture nose yet. Let's go ahead and drag this stuff off of that. Hopefully, we can pop these off here before we go too far out. Let's grab these. We'll throw those back there. Yeah, that's going to be good. And we'll come back over here, get our pieces, charge up a little bit more. Actually, I think we're going to leave those there. And what I'll end up doing is just putting more batteries down so those can charge up while we're gone. And this is not letting me get all the way up here. So we'll put this down right here, snag the pieces we have while we take our batteries off, and let that do its magic over here. And we just got to keep an eye on it. We don't want that getting destroyed while we're gone, because definitely a thing that can happen. So yeah, we'll put the other one here too, because we're gonna be gone for a little bit. There you go. Come on, back all that in there. Nice. All right, snag it all, guys. Snag it all. Come on, a couple more pieces. You're good. You're golden. And now there's an enemy over there. We'll wait and see. No, he's not gonna be coming, I don't think. So we'll come back and we'll snag all these. Come on, change the angle. Oh, trying to change the angle while holding down both mouse buttons. So we can move is not ideal. All right, let's get this over here. You're gonna snag all the little tiny stuff that's right there next to you, but I'll go out even further and I'll grab the other stuff just slightly outside that range. Not really something you have to do, but there we go. We got some mortars, and those mortars alone makes it worthwhile for me. A mobile generator, but it's purple. So those have been taken out of the game. There is no purpose behind those anymore. And I think if you put them in your SCU, you will lose them. They will just disappear. So I guess you might be able to recycle them if there's a recipe still in the game for them. I doubt it, though. So I'm not even going to worry about it. I'm just going to drop those there, let this thing do its thing as I come out here and grab the other guys that are a little too far away for it. We got another mortar there. Definitely something I want. And another mortar right there. Nice. Okay, so we are going to move this thing a little closer to the base Deliverance so that we can snag all of those yummy goodies from the base itself. Come on, let's put this thing down. We're going to have to go ahead and uncouple this. Pulling that up. I think we're going to take the solar reactors. We'll take a battery as well. Throw that in there. And then we'll have to decouple all of this as well. I don't know why it doesn't break apart naturally, but it doesn't. Like, it's one of those things. It's just not going to pull apart as natural as you may expect it to, and it's kind of a pain in the butt too, because if you have a huge base where all that snaps off because you made the one wrong decision and it didn't give you the ability to undo. Sometimes it doesn't, and when it doesn't, oh my god, you are taken back to the old days of having to deal with it, and man, it sucks. It sucks something fierce. So yeah, that it does happen, and you just got to be ready to mess with it when it does. But yeah, one of the worst things is when you have to sit there and snap your entire base apart after it's come apart, and you can't just pick it up and reattach it. There was a game that I played not too long ago that did something very similar to that, scrap mechanics, and eventually they came out with like a welding tool that you could use to reattach stuff naturally yourself, and I think that made a huge difference in how well that game operated and being able to overcome some of the challenges that you had starting with that one. We're going to have to move this a little further out, I think, so we can put the other battery in there. Now that we're getting a lot of batteries, we're going to go ahead and put this thing down. We're going to leave that there for as long as possible to the very last moment, charging up our batteries. And then we're going to go ahead and snag that, put it over here in the center, and put the last one on. And we have some other missions we need to do. We need to mine some Olite Jelly for sure. We need to get some of these hostiles. We've been kind of concentrating on those for a while now, doing the hostile missions, because we have finally gotten some more batteries. And I think it's one of those missions that if you don't come out and do every so often, you're gonna start dwindling a little bit here and there when it comes to actually being able to make the money that you need. That's one of the beautiful things that this kind of mission gives you, is it gives you money for completing them, but it also gives you items that then you can refine and recycle, or whatever the case may be in your situation, depending on the blocks you have access to at that time, and make some more money off of it. And now that we've gotten all those blocks, we have everything we need for both Venture, or not Venture, we have everything we need for Geocore and GSO to be able to refine and recycle and make all the pieces we possibly want. The only one that is kind of in the dust on that one is the Venture. And for whatever weird reason, maybe we're just not hanging out in the right areas. I've been told that is no longer the thing anymore. Like, the areas don't really determine what bots are hanging around in them. They used to. You used to be able to only find certain bots in certain biomes, but now they're supposed to be just kind of mixed and match everywhere. But we still haven't found any Venture. For whatever the reason is, Venture has been kind of eluding us. So kind of need to see if maybe these quests that we're doing, these missions, will lead us to something to do with those, so that we can start getting access to those. Because if we start making the planes, which is definitely something I want to kind of experiment in, you're either going to need Venture to use those pieces, or preferably, for my kind of taste, Hawkeye. Hawkeye, you know, it's military grade, so it's both very strong and lightweight. Some people I have heard complain about that. They're like, oh, you can't have strong and lightweight at the same time. I think you can, and I think in military aspects, a lot of the time you do, because that's what they specialize in. I think it definitely makes them OP, and their missiles are so OP, it does kind of take away a little bit of the challenge enjoyment from the game when you put too many of on there. But it's always your choice. Like, you don't have to go overboard with those. And you don't have to have it where your airplane or your helicopter is OP because of it. You can use other ones. Of course, that's like, you know, why would you deny yourself the best guns in the game? Well, because you want to have a different design. There is no end game to this. There's no like, oh, I have the best thing. And like, that right there is one of the reasons I love going through with my missiles. But also one of the reasons I hate it, because a lot of the time once that explodes, there is nothing left of the bot you were going after. So yeah, I mean, it has its ups and its downs. Airplane one with the Hawkeye, amazing. One of the best bots I think I've ever made in my entire life was made with a Hawkeye on this game. The downside to it is you're always up in the sky. You very rarely ever land. And because you never land, you never have the ability to pick up any of the pieces that you're blowing up, if there's anything left regardless. And you never really have any ability to refine or harvest more resources out of the block. So at some point, you're going to be like, well, let me create a ground object, a ground bot that does the same thing. And you'll find out very quickly that it doesn't quite work as well when you're on the ground as it does up there. You have to build a whole different set of functions into your bot. They have to be able to move. They have to be able to get over hills and around terrain. whereas an airplane doesn't have to worry about any of that. And because, or a helicopter especially, and because they don't have to worry about any of that, you're able to get by without putting a lot of that stuff onto your bot, creating weight and creating more problems in the end because you have that weight. And it's a completely different style. And it's very, very cool, very unique. But yeah, I'm not gonna sit there and be like, oh, it's too powerful for what it can do, because it comes with its own unique set of problems that you have to overcome. And because it does, because there is still that challenge to it, I am fine the way it is. I would love to see their missiles be a little bit less powerful, and not because I think that the challenge comes away from it. I think the reason I love to see a little bit less missiles in the game is because I can only imagine, once you start using multiplayer, the rendering rate at which computers are going to have to be able to process those missiles on the scale that people are going to use them. Because people are going to, those are like the strongest weapons in the game, and they auto aim and they auto direct themselves after the enemy that you're going towards, which can be a problem too. That can definitely stop you from hitting an enemy that's further away, that is going to be a bigger threat than the guy that's closest, because you just happen to be closer to that guy. That's one of the things you're going to have to kind of overcome as an obstacle when it comes to that class. But beyond that, rendering all of those blocks, all those missiles and all those explosions and all those trails of fire coming out the back of them, that is a lot of processing power. And where my computer can handle it, for the most part, I can only imagine some of you out there with not state-of-the-art computers. And I grew up kind of the same way. I always got like a hand-me-down from my brother when I was younger. And now that I'm old enough and I can buy my own computers and, my own stuff, that is less of a thing. But I know some of you don't want to spend $1,000, $2,000 on a computer every 4 or 5 years. Like, that's a lot of money to spend on this stuff. So, I kind of think about that when I imagine where the games are going. Yeah, state-of-the-art computers, better graphics. You get to see Fallout, or not Fallout 4, but Far Cry 4 in 4K, and yeah, it's amazing. But what about everybody else? So I like to see the games still being able to be run on lower graphics if the person doesn't have the ability to do that. And this game gives you that ability. You can lower the resolution. You can lower, the detail size of just all the objects in the game. Now, this is the game at its highest magnification that you can possibly have, 1920 by 1080, and it's on Fantastic, which is the resolution of the objects. So the blocks and stuff are set to Fantastic. I don't know if I can pick that up. I can drag it. It's a little too heavy to actually be picked up and moved, so it's just kind of being drugged behind my block. You can see it actually is kicking up some dirt there. That's kind of interesting, and it's gonna make me stop and put that thing down, though, is what it's going to do. There we go. It's going to blow? Yes. Nice. All right, let's go ahead and snag these. I'm not really putting it down for this junky junk stuff, although, it's items that I can use, but I definitely want to snag this. I just want that out of the way. Pick it up already for me, please. Come on, you can do it. A little bit more? Yeah, this is what I was talking about. Just being able to charge that up faster. Almost on the go, maybe, maybe being able to tie direct power into it, even if it was an enormous amount of power drain. I think that would give you another reason to have bigger bots versus smaller ones. I mean, the faster the bot is, the more agile it is, the better it is for those. Well, I guess I finished that one off a little while ago. We got hostiles. Let's set that one into motion. Yeah, it gives you that ability to go around faster, but you do miss out on being able to generate your own power. That's something we haven't been able to do just yet. We have the ability to do it. We just haven't sat down and made our bot do it. And, you wouldn't be able to do that on a very small bot because it just doesn't have the space. But a bigger bot like this, that's heavy and less mobile, can take advantage of being able to generate its own power to the point where it's almost invulnerable if it has enough power sources around it, such as trees. So if you were one of these big powerful helicopters that just went by and shot people with your missiles and almost one-shotted them, you wouldn't really be able to do that if the person had enough battery packs and was in a hilly area, so that your own explosions were perhaps feeding him the ability to continue on and just wreck your face again and again and again, where you just you had to go back and basically refuel. Like, you weren't big enough to not refuel. Of course, that does make you a giant freaking sitting target, though, when you're that massive. Like, just if you got 3 or 4 helicopters on your butt, I think even with that ability, you would still eventually lose. So it would come down to firepower versus defense, agility over encumbrance kind of thing, and finding that right balance for your particular style of gameplay, I think was where that might boil down to, because there would be no right answer to that. For every vehicle that you make that is built for defense, you could make probably an equal number of vehicles built for offense that would destroy you just as quickly as the endurance you would have to sustain over for most fights. Like you would be able to withstand everybody you walk against, except for somebody who's designed their bot to completely and totally just incinerate everybody they come across and just not leave anything left behind. And if they have that much firepower, chances are they just walk right over you. So, I guess it comes down to how big you want it. Like there's this giant bot right there in the distance. If you made that a 4x4 square, getting to the very inside of that would take a long time. Throw on batteries and shields and all that other stuff. Even if it couldn't do any damage, it would still take a massive amount of time. And there have been invaders that we've gotten in the past that have had the ability to kind of recharge their battery sources as we fight. In fact, they're bases. They're not bots. They're bases that are anchored to the ground. And so they have all of that at their disposal to kind of just wreck your face. And this guy's stuck right now, and the other guy behind me is sitting there just needling me down because my weapons won't go after him until this guy's gone. So we're just gonna have to sit here and see if we can take this guy out really quick, and we might have to turn because we're about to lose our shields here. They're going down, so we need to turn this around. There we go. Let them two fight it out. We'll come back in once we've gotten the right angle, and we'll finish them up. Come on, boosters. A little bit more. I think the invader will actually destroy that dude. Seems like that's going to be the thing. Yeah, because he's launching these giant missiles out the top of him that are just sitting there wrecking that guy's face, and that's good. That's exactly what I want to see. And my missiles went directly for those weapons that he had on the top. And I think right there, that's his cab. Yep, his cab is dead. Nice. All right, so we got some great loot, guys. When we finally make our way back to our base, we're gonna have a lot of stuff to recycle and make some more stuff out of it. This is another thing that I'm not really a big fan of. This right here will only open when you're close enough to it, and what it means by close enough to it is that your cab is close enough, not anything else. Like you could have your entire bot being huge as it is, and your cab being on just the top right corner of it, that is the only piece that it cares about being close enough to it so that it can pick that stuff up. And I cannot even move anymore. There we go. Come on, move a little bit. Booster your way up. Come on, take that stuff. Oh my god, yes, that's exactly what I wanted to see happen. And we're gonna have to book it out of here, guys. We're gonna leave all that other stuff behind, and we're just gonna cheese it. Oh, come on. Book it, book it, book it. Oh, man. No, he's coming. He's coming. Oh, no. We do not have the power to take that guy on, not even remotely, not even close to a successful chance of that happening. There we go. He's away from us. We're going to have to come back to that one, guys. We got to go back. We got to refuel. We got to get rid of some of this junk and go for another chance. But cannot believe we got two invaders to spawn like right on top of one another so quickly. So maybe they had been getting like backlogged because we had that one guy on our map that we just didn't do anything with for a very long time, and maybe they're just like, nope, you're not allowed to do that. We need to make you hurt a little bit and give you some more money. We're already back up to 11,532 block bucks, which is pretty good. And my shields are lasting a lot longer than I thought they were because we have so many battery packs, but that is not going to last for long. We're going to take these guys out as we work our way back to the base, only because I think we can do it before they even get a shot off on us with those missiles. Come on, turn your objects. There you go. Turn your attention to the other guy. Come on, there, nice. Okay, now that is another thing that I really wish they would integrate into the game is the ability to change your objects. Actually tell it that I'm going after this guy over here and you're going after him whether you want to or not. Not a thing in the game yet. You don't get to tell your bot what to do. You just kind of get them to kind of direct them a little bit by putting them in that direction. There we go. Finally, you are open for business. Take some of that stuff out. I don't know if you're close enough, but we're gonna help you out with that. Except for the will, which apparently is gonna roll all the way down. There we go. You know that's what I wanted. Let's get a little closer. We'll pick up the rest of these. Yeah, you know, I think the magnet just needs to be a little higher up off the ground. If I was to put, say, another block going up over here above this wheel, almost like this block, and just put it kind of going up a little higher, and then put that up here, I think that might work out a whole lot better. But I don't really want to add the weight to one side like that and make it so off balance that when I try to go up these dunes, it gets even worse than it already is, because it's already somewhat bad. And I could change it. I could make this be not as long. And a lot of it's kind of going to waste. We're really not using a lot of this space back here. I was kind of doing a holdover from building the base bots that I was kind of come to know and love. And you just can't do those anymore, not to the extent that you used to be able to. And there is almost nothing left of your bot anymore. You're just kind of scattered all over the desert. And I'm going to do you one last insult. I'm not even going to pick your stuff up. You're not even worth my time, dude. You came in here and you're like, oh yeah, I want all your goodies, and then did not get it. One of the other things that I think might be kind of cool, of course, it's going to come with bad sides to it as well, is when they throw in the multiplayer. If they give you the ability to communicate with other players through like some kind of voice activation through proximity. So if I'm driving by somebody, I can choose whether I want to attack them or not. And if I don't, I can be like, hey man, what are you looking for? Do you need, like, I got some stuff to trade. Maybe we can do some barter back and forth. I got the pieces, you got the money, something along those lines. We'll just throw it down on the ground and go about our business. Or we can be like, oh, let me see what you got. Let me go after you and destroy you. And you'd be able to sit there and hear them, you know, talk smack to you, or you could talk smack to them and, you know, hear them be like, no, my bot, you know, kind of thing. Would be very cool. Very much the interactive ability that we're kind of looking for in our MMOs or our multiplayer aspects of our games. Come on, get up there. What are you stuck on, man? Are you stuck on something in the front? I don't know if it just wasn't getting any traction or if it's something back here. I think it's something back here. It's this right here. Yeah, freaking blocks, dude. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to have to move that. I don't really want to do it. Didn't want to do it, but it's going to make me. Okay, let's get up here. We're going to have to snag some of these blocks. Most of these blocks, I don't care if they get recycled or not, so I'm going to just back it up in there and let this thing recycle what it wants to, because the recycle is right there next to where all this is, so that is going to work out to my advantage. Let's get this stuff in there. Yeah, look at it, guys. It is breaking apart, knocking the stuff down, and it will snag it here in a minute. It will snag as much as it can, as it has space for, and we'll get a little closer so this stuff can get taken off of our conveyor belts. And I do believe I told it to just make more and more conveyor belts, but I don't think it had enough to do it with. So it's missing some of the silver pieces, and we've just gotten them, some of those. So that should be a thing here in a minute. We might actually have to buy another one, though, just to kind of clear up some of this stuff. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. We'll buy another conveyor belt. I did learn the hard way of where I have my conveyor belt set up. It almost immediately wants to get sucked up into that recycle bin. Not good times, guys. Of course, whatever it recycles, you can immediately then tell it to make more of them, which I guess is not too bad, but it still kind of sucks. Not ideal. Let's see. Okay, so all this stuff should get sucked up in this one. And everything that doesn't get sucked up in here should be able to keep going and make some stuff down there. Which is nothing yet. Nothing is getting by. Okay, so it still has quite a few objects over here. Let's actually click on the base and check this out. And while that's going on, I can go ahead and snag our batteries, get all this fully charged for the next time we go out. It is, again, kind of a pain in the butt to keep moving all our batteries back and forth, until we get more wireless chargers and more batteries on here that we don't need to do that. You know, this is another reason why I don't mind picking up all that garbage that we're just not using, because it will give me the ability to stop doing this every single time we come back. And yeah, it is kind of an annoyance a little bit at times. So let's go ahead and put that right there. Yep, there we go. It's going to charge me back up. Did it make the items that I wanted to over here? Let's go ahead and put this thing down. Actually, let's move it a little further away. Want to make sure that circle is not within the radius of those. I don't know if I can rip it right off of that bot, or that recycler, but I would not put it past it to be able to do that. Not enough. Not enough. So we're going to need another one. So let's go ahead and buy one more of these. You're just going to stick it right on there, aren't you? Yep. Okay. Let's put it right there. That should pick up everything else. I do see some silver ones in there. They're just waiting their turn to get off. So let's let this thing do its work. Yeah, it snagged some of those pieces. Whatever it was that fell down into the ground there. I don't know what it was, actually. Trying to see if maybe it was something in there that I knocked off, but I don't see it, so we'll just assume it was nothing important for now. Come on, wow, look how many. It's freaking taken a lot of those things. A lot more than I thought it was. And it's run out of space, so we may need one more of these. Holy crap. Let's put it over here on this end. Let's go with 2, just for safety reasons. Just so we can get this to actually work. Alright, so there it goes. It's pulling off the rest of the pieces. It has finally recycled most of the geocore ones that it had. It hasn't recycled all the GSO ones. Those are just sitting right there waiting for their turn, which will now finally happen because those are being picked up. I think maybe it would be still too much had I not put that one down, because it still hasn't. Oh my god, it's still going. That one, this one right here, the Geocore Recycler Scrapper, is still putting out a lot of resources. The amount of blocks you get out of this thing is amazing. Those items are massive in size. Maybe too massive. There we go. There are the blocks we're looking for. The very last ones we finally get. Would have been nice to get those ahead of time. Let's see. Scrapper is... It just needs one more. Or not the Scrapper, but the Fabricator just needs one of each. And there it goes right there. You should be able to knock those out. It's set on repeat, so it just keeps doing that again and again and again. And of course, this thing will pick it back up. And my power is almost fully charged up, even though it's draining a little bit to charge up my bot over there on the side. It needs some of the blue ones. Has it snagged one yet? It has the ability to. I don't know if it's waiting or what. Let's give it a second. There it goes. There it goes. It finally snagged it. I think that's the only one making anything. So let's go ahead and tell the other one on the other side to do the same thing. And we'll just repeat both of those so we can make a whole bunch. And again, the reason I'm doing that is so I can extend my my silos. Like, we're going to need a lot of silos. You can see how this stuff just kind of stacks up. Some of the resources tend to stack up a little bit more than others. You can see there's a lot of orange. There's a lot of yellow in there. There's a decent number of blue, but we're using the blue now. Not a lot of silver. Not a lot of silver in there. Not a lot of wood left either. I think I used a lot of the wood chunks. So it's good that we were kind of harvesting more and more of that stuff as time went on. But this one's going to come down to the silver. I think the fewer silver pieces I have left is where that's going to happen. Let's see. We're going to go ahead and move this guy off a little bit, if we can. If he will move. We're going to see if we can get him a little closer so he can snag the rest of this stuff off of him. There we go. You have just snagged it all. Good going, dude. Let's keep you within range of that wireless charger. But the reason I want to move him is so that we can throw some items to be recycled that he's not going to go ahead and snag or get in the way of or any of that stuff. So now he's in position for both. We're going to take back over our base, go back into our SCU storage, and we're going to get rid of these drills. Remember, make sure the drills are outside the SCU's range, but inside where they can be picked up by this thing. We're going to go ahead and put some more of these drills down here. Right there. I think that should be close enough. These right here are the narrow gauge coil lasers. I don't really like them, and I got rid of, I think, 40 of them earlier, and we're already back up to 30. So you get these a lot, like a lot, guys. So if you're not a big fan of these, they don't shoot towards the enemy a lot of the time. They tend to just shoot straight. And the machine gun, the one right here next to it, that one is a little bit more of a turning ability. But I like the Venture Hailfire rifles, to be honest. So Like, I don't really like the machine gun either. I really don't like the 3-pound mortars. They fire way too slow, and they just don't do the damage you would assume that they would. We're going to go ahead and get rid of one of these diamond drill bits just to see what happens when you do. I think that's too close to the thing right there. We're going to get rid of one of the plasma cutters. Let's see. That drill right there. Definitely going to get rid of one of these hammer pistons and some of these buzzsaws. We picked up like 13 of these things earlier from one fight alone, so we'll see what that will give us in regards to loot. And you're just going to go right back in. Okay, that's fine. Let's see. You guys are going through one by one. Oh, yeah, look at that. Getting a lot more of those metals in there. And this thing making a lot more out of it. What do you guys need? Need more of those blues. Well, you don't have any more blues to spend. What I could do is go ahead and see how many more of the conveyors I have. Conveyors, what do we got? What do we got? We got 32. Okay, well, we have enough now. We'll go ahead and extend this a little bit. Get it going all the way down here. This will allow us to go ahead and either build or make some more of the silos. I think we're just going to buy some because it's easier to do it that way. Let's go ahead and click on this. Silos. Let's grab you before you get recycled. Let's actually change this up because we're gonna remove these so that we can pull them closer together. Right there. So yeah, those are all going to get picked back up here in a second. Well, maybe not a second, but they're going to get picked back up at some point. Let's go ahead and grab some more. Grab those right there. We'll grab 2 more of those just for good measure. Might do more than just 2. Yeah, might not just do the whole thing. Right there. Come on, get it in there. Nice. Alright, so let's exit our shop. We don't want to buy anything. We definitely want to use the stuff we already have. And we'll see if we can throw some blocks on there to kind of pick some of this stuff up. Let's use this. Now, the only thing I've seen a problem with this one is you can see how it picks the stuff up. It flings it, too. And sometimes it flings it really far, like a lot of distance away from your bot. Not ideal for what you're going for. These things still have not progressed any farther. Why aren't they going down anymore? Oh, these things are going the wrong way. There we go. So now everything's going the exact same way. Alright, so everything's getting picked up. How about you guys? Almost everything over here. Let's drag these right onto there. And you guys, you're only 2. I can definitely snag you guys as well. I wouldn't want to do every single one, but there we go. Finally getting some space over here. And these are producing the blocks that we want them to do, mainly from the geocore. Geocore, man, long after it's already taken those blocks apart, it's still just shooting that stuff out. A lot of blues. Lots and lots of blues, apparently, to make the geocore pieces. That's a lot more than I expected. And a lot of silver. We're making a lot of silver off of these. Come on, keep going, keep going. Oof. That's still coming out of that geocore one, too. Look at that. Man, we only threw down, I would say, what, like 8 or 9 pieces of stuff that we wanted them to kind of recycle, and out of all that, they're still going strong. Let's see if we can get this stuff picked up as well. I think it's a little bit outside of its range, so we might have to, I don't know if we can create another little area, like a little square that's connected to the ground that's anchored, that we can just throw this stuff in that would be within that range, or if there's another way of doing it. But let's see, how you guys doing over here? Wow, you've already filled up this entire thing. Unbelievable. Well, then we are going to have to expand that. We're going to have to create more silos for this thing to snag stuff off of. I guess we keep going down this way. I do kind of like keeping it in rows of 2. It looks very cool from far away and doesn't get too kind of stacked up on itself. Why are you not going down the row you're supposed to? There you go. Let all that stuff get snagged up. Not sure why it wasn't going further down, but we fixed it, and now we can get the other 3 silos over here, and preferably anything else on this other side that it hasn't already gotten. Oh my god, it still has more stuff. Yeah, we're going to run out of space before this even gets close to being done. How about you guys? Are you finally getting the materials you need? You still haven't gotten that last one, and they're right here, dude. Right? These are the celestial shards. What do you guys need? Yeah, there it is right there. They're sitting there just waiting to be used, and they just haven't been pulled off yet. I think they need to change the priority. I think they need to make it where if an item is needed, it gets more priority than items that are just getting onto the conveyor belt, because it makes you have to have the entire conveyor belt clear before anything can be done, and that might be stopping you from continuing, because a lot of time when you run into these problems, you're like, okay, what can I do to fix it? Let me make that piece. You can't really make that piece because it won't let you. The only thing I could possibly do is maybe drag one of these right onto it, if it will let me. There it goes. That got in there. Oh, nice. Okay, so you can do that. Let's drag one on the other one. Not the best solution, but it's a solution. Let's grab one over here. Drag it into there as well. I don't know if it actually went in there or not. I think maybe it just fell into the ground. It's gone, regardless, so let's see. How much space do you guys have over here? 2, 3 more rows to fill up. They are not making anything else, so that might be enough. That actually might be enough to start pulling some of these resources off. And as the resources are being used to make stuff, that clears up more space for more items down the road. And of course, this is going to give us more conveyor belts so we can add more silos, and it's just going to be like that, compounding bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. If any of these ever got destroyed, the amount of blocks that would be sitting on the ground would be massive. That'd be a little scary, I think. So hopefully this little T section right here, this is the only thing. These are the items that I originally put down first. So if this little piece right here came up, if I just clicked it and took it off, all of these pieces would fall down. And where you might be able to undo that, and I do stress might, they would not allow you to automatically have all these things picked back up. So you'd have to put down receivers and wait for them all to get picked up, and things get thrown everywhere when that happens to a large degree. A lot bigger degree than I was expecting it to happen, because I did remove some of these and move them around when I first got this going. And yeah, I would say I had to spend about another 10 minutes running around with my bot over here, who's no longer getting charged up anymore because he's just too far away, because he's just kind of slid down the hill. I had to spend about 10 minutes with this guy just making sure that he could pick up all those pieces that were left behind, because it did fling it out so far. I actually had to get him to go out there and pick them all up. So yeah, just something to be aware of, something to make sure you you know that you need to watch out for. Let's come on, get back on the base. Doesn't seem to want to let me take over the base. Here we go. Switch text. There we go. And that is exactly what it's for. When you start getting a lot of lag on the game, it is very hard to sometimes just double click it. And so you can just go in there and say switch text, and it will automatically do that for you. There it goes. There it goes. In fact, they're actually going in reverse because I told it to go in reverse. So let's go back the other way. Nice. Holy crap. That is beautiful. It like seamlessly transfers back and forth depending on which way the conveyors are going. So if you see that it's moving a whole bunch from the other side and has to go all the way around the circle, just reverse that tractor pad or conveyor pad, and you shouldn't have to wait that whole long duration, which is really, really cool. There it goes. It's finally getting some pieces. Let's actually do it reverse style and see. Yeah, there it goes. It's just going to snag those right off the bat. But guys, we're going to leave the episode here. I do want to thank you all for watching. Remember, guys, we have switched our TerraTech days for Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. We're going to be going to 60 days of games starting next year at the very beginning. So just like a week or two away before you guys will start seeing brand new games every day for 60 days. The games that you guys like the most, definitely hit that like button, subscribe, leave comments down below. That is a way I am definitely going to figure out whether you guys want to see more of those episodes or just move on to the next game. So yeah, if you see something that really kind of piques your interest, let me know that, and we'll try to do more episodes of that as time goes on. But we're definitely going to be doing 60 days of brand new games, so one game every day for 60 days. I can't wait to get it started, guys. As always, I'm AC Gamer, and I will definitely catch you all next time. Hey guys, and welcome to the disembodied voice of AC Gamer. We are definitely going to be doing a lot more series in the future, but here are a few of them that you guys might find interesting. Of course, you're more than welcome to check them out. I would love to hear your comments. Again, if you do enjoy these videos, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe. It's definitely the indicator that I use to tell if you guys want to see more videos like that, of that particular game style, of that series in the long run. So when you guys leave comments down, it helps me decide whether we should keep doing it, as well as whether you want to see games like that in the future. And here are a few of them right here. I kind of picked out a few of different genres. We will be doing spotlights for other YouTubers in the future. So if you want to get a little shout out, definitely let me know. If you group with me, chances are you will get a shout out in here eventually. But for now, these are just 4 series that I have that I feel like could use a little bit more attention, and that you guys might actually enjoy as well. Thanks again for watching, guys, and we will definitely catch you all next time.